Welcome to This Explainer. Today we are unlocking a secret world that's right inside your living room. It really isn't about the expensive food you buy or setting up that perfect litter box. Cats just don't use words to tell us how they feel. Instead, they rely on these silent signals that, honestly, most people completely miss. So today we're decoding 5 of these hidden behaviors, including one ultimate sign of trust that I've saved for the very end. Seriously, by the time we wrap this up, you will never look at your cat the same way again.
Okay, let's dive into this. Have you ever been, perfectly relaxed, petting your calm cat when suddenly and seemingly out of absolute nowhere, you get a soft, warning-free nibble on your hand or finger? There's no hissing, no scratching, and definitely no aggression, just a gentle little bite.
Well, most people just freeze when this happens. Some even jerk their hand away, assuming they did something wrong or annoyed the cat. But actually, scratch that assumption. From your cat's perspective, that little bite is actually them saying, "You are my family." You see, cats communicate a lot through pressure, and that soft nibble is actually a leftover bonding behavior from when they were tiny kittens. When kittens feel incredibly safe and content, they nibble gently during grooming with their mother or their littermates.
Science actually has a name for this. They call it affiliative behaviors. Basically, these are social interactions strictly reserved for individuals considered part of a core social group. Dr. Sharon Crowell Davis, a veterinary behaviorist down at the University of Georgia, has studied this for decades. Her research proves that cats only use these gentle oral behaviors with individuals they've formed a genuine attachment to. They absolutely won't do this with strangers, and they won't do it with just anyone who happens to fill their food bowl. You have to be family.
Let's move on to our second behavior. What does it mean when they just stare at you and slowly close their eyes? You've probably caught your cat staring at you from across the room, and then they slowly shut their eyes and open them right back up. It almost looks like they are falling asleep sitting straight up, right? But they aren't tired at all. They are actually talking directly to you.
This highlights such a fascinating contrast in feline communication. In the cat world, direct eye contact is actually a major threat. It's exactly how cats size each other up before a fight. But the reality of the slow blink is the exact opposite. When your cat deliberately chooses to close their eyes, they are doing the total opposite of preparing for danger. They are telling you that they feel so incredibly safe that they are willing to shut off their primary sense of survival right there in front of you.
And hey, this isn't just some fun internet theory. Back in 2020, researchers at the University of Sussex, led by Tasman Humphrey, ran a study specifically on this behavior to prove it. What they found was that cats selectively initiate these slow blinks far more often with their owners than with total strangers. It wasn't just a random flutter of the eyelids. It was a highly personal and very selective choice.
What makes this one so incredibly cool is that you can actively participate. Next time your cat looks at you from across the room, try this. First, hold their gaze softly. Second, slowly close your eyes. And third, open them again. If they return that slow blink, wow, that is a real conversation. Returning a slow blink is literally saying, "I love you" in feline language.
Now, let's explore our third hidden sign. Why on earth do they sit with their back facing you? Picture the scenario. Your cat saunters over, sits right next to you, but faces completely the other way. Their tail is low, they aren't scanning the room, they are just staring at the wall. It honestly feels like a snub, doesn't it? But it's actually all about their vulnerability in the wild.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the huge disconnect between human feelings and feline reality. It's so easy to think, my cat is rejecting or ignoring me. But the reality is, they are trusting you with their most vulnerable blind spot. Out in the wild, a cat never exposes their back unless they are absolutely certain nothing behind them is a threat. That instinct doesn't just vanish because they live indoors. By pointing that blind spot directly at you, their nervous system has unequivocally decided that you are safe.
Dr. John Bradshaw over at the University of Bristol explains this perfectly. He says, cats don't form trust the way dogs do. It has to be built over time through consistency, calm energy, and zero punishment. Trust is simply never given freely by a cat. So, if your cat comfortably exposes their back to you, you need to realize you just passed a massive test that you didn't even know you were taking.
Moving on to behavior number 4. This one is humorous, but it's incredibly common in almost every cat household. Why won't they let you use the bathroom alone? Every single time you close the door, they cry, and if you leave it open, they stroll in and just plop down on the tile, staring at you as if it's the most normal thing in the world.
To really understand this, we have to look at a psychological concept known as secure attachment. Research by Dr. Michael Delgado at UC Davis shows that cats form this exact type of bond with their owners, very much like a young child forms a bond with a caregiver. You serve as their secure base. When you are nearby, their stress drops and their confidence rises. But when you disappear behind a closed door into a small room, that vital base just vanishes from their world.
So let's clear up a major assumption here. They aren't trying to be, clingy little bodyguards while you brush your teeth. The reality is pure instinct. They are simply maintaining proximity to a bonded member in a vulnerable space. In feral colonies, cats naturally stay close to each other during quiet moments of resting or grooming. Your bathroom routine fits perfectly into that category. They aren't being weird, they just need to be exactly where you are because you represent stability.
So the crucial point is, we have finally arrived at the ultimate sign of surrender that I teased at the very beginning of our explainer. This is the big one. It goes way beyond everything else on this list. It happens when your cat falls asleep right on top of you.
Ask yourself, why choose your chest or lap instead of the very top of that expensive cat tree? A cat is an animal hardwired to be both predator and prey. When they sleep, their senses totally shut down. Their reaction time drops to zero, and their ability to escape disappears. Because of this, choosing a location to sleep is the single most important survival decision a cat makes all day. And out of all the hidden corners and high perches in your home, they chose you.
This is beautifully highlighted by behavioral biologist Dr. Ruud van den Bos at Utrecht University, who notes cats will only enter deep sleep in environments their nervous system has classified as completely threat-free. Basically, before your cat curled up on your chest, their brain did the math. They evaluated the environment and decided that your body is the absolute safest space they have access to.
Which brings us to a really profound realization. The human thought is so simple, right? Oh, that's cute, they are getting cozy. But the cat's reality is something far deeper, complete, unconditional surrender. Placing the full, heavy weight of their vulnerability onto your body isn't just adorable, it is the absolute highest level of trust possible from an animal that is biologically programmed to surrender to almost nothing.
Which brings us to our final, provocative thought of the day. Do you truly speak your cat's language? I challenge you, tomorrow, when you get that gentle little bite, when you catch a slow blink from across the room, when they turn their back to you on the couch, or when they refuse to let you use the bathroom alone, recognize these for what they truly are. These are hidden signs of profound trust and love. I really hope this explainer leaves you eager to observe your cat's quiet, beautiful instincts in a brand new light. Keep watching, keep learning, and as always, thank you so much for exploring with me.